Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. Please like and subscribe if you catch vibe. And also with that, as every other video, a reminder that perfection cannot exist within this space. Firstly, just before I hit record, I had the biggest blackbird fly into the house, and it is not the first one. Like, we've had like 2 or 3 blackbirds within the last couple of days just yeeting themselves inside and then getting stuck in the window. So I'm going to have to do a little bit of Googling to see what the spiritual meaning of blackbird is, because surely more than one in the past 24 hours has to mean something. Anywho. This week I have split this video into 3 different parts, which are the main energies of the week ahead, the supporting cards that give us a bit of a deeper understanding of what actions, and cards that can give us a bit of a deeper understanding of what actions can be taken and embraced for the week ahead to support us. So, as most of you guys will know by now, last week I attended Helen's funeral, and I've been blown away by just how much it has inspired many new changes taking place in my own life and my own view on life itself. I got to learn so much more about her that I didn't know, and now even in her passing, I feel so much closer to her, which is such a blessing. Grief has hit our home, or like my own self, in many different ways, and a lot of them, it's been quite unexpected. Where am I? I'm losing myself. It's so hot in this room. I don't know why. I think it's because I've got like a million lights on me. Has hit in many different ways, and some of the most unexpected moments have brought about a wave of sadness, which has quickly been surrounded by a deep sense of gratitude for simply being alive right now, and a new motivation to live my life to its absolute fullest. And I'm sure that this in itself is an energy that is floating around for many people. It is just that it's become very apparent in my own life because of Helen's passing, but I'm sure lots of you guys will resonate with that, that desire to just want to live now. This is where we lead into the first energy, or the first archetype, and that is the hunter. Being on a very precise mission, to which failing is not an option in the hunter's eyes. This is about knowing what changes need to be made, what habits and environments need to be released, and what it is that your intuition has been whispering in your own ear for a while. We reach a place where that whisper sinks into our every knowing, a feeling that on the other side of these changes holds a grand prize that our hearts truly are calling for. The hunter focuses on being skillful, decisive, and obtaining the goal in mind. This journey isn't supposed to be easy. It's why we so desperately want to skip around it, but moving through it will not only draw in your own bravery and strength, but this is how you can create a life of adventure. I quickly want to talk about the goddess who became apparent through these first cards, which is the goddess Artemis. The goddess of the hunt, the predator and the protector of the wilderness, of wild animals. She is also known as the protector of young children and works through receiving disease. I don't know if I've written that right. She focuses on, I want to say, like healing or transmuting disease, especially within women and children. Her name is also associated with the word Hecate, which I got a few different interpretations when I related it to moldy. Like I felt like it sounded moldy, so I was like, I want to have a little look into this. I would love to know if any of you guys have any further insight, or maybe some little intuitive hits that come up for you in terms of this, and I do apologize if I have said that wrong as well. I'm trying my best. So The first one was the word hectares, which could be a very specific message for some of you guys in here in regarding to land ownership or development from Artemis herself to you during this time. The other was around our monthly bleed. This doesn't surprise me, with Artemis being a goddess that works with the realms of chastity and childbirth. This feels like a message that she is working very closely with the likes of those in Gaza right now. And on a more personal level, I feel it will be referring to our own menstrual health with links to the moon cycle. So learning more about, this has been fascinating for me too, learning more so about exercise and what I could be doing that collaborates with my energy and my monthly cycle. Further on, I talk about the energy of transformation, and I feel as if great change may be taking place for those who have previously struggled with pain, with conception, or who have trauma around childbirth. I would also love to believe that this is a direct message that the children of Gaza are being watched over. It's very hard to believe that when we are seeing what we are seeing, but I have to have faith that there is unseen forces and protection that is being placed over them. Included in this week's message comes one of intention. This topic runs through much of what I'll speak into today. It is important to ask ourselves as often as possible and in as many situations as possible, what do I seek from this experience? And why am I seeking it? Is it really something that I want to invest in? And does it align with my current priorities? Your time, just like the time of those all around you, is valuable. The hunter honors its prey with a precise and skillful hunt, whilst deeply respecting the life of which it aims to take. This energy is potent when activated and experienced, so do not call upon it lightly. Again, there's something that I'm learning a little bit more about as well through the people that are going through my trial workshop at the moment is realizing that when you sign on for things energetically, or you speak it into existence, or you make that vow, you make that commitment, it is not to be taken lightly. Your words, your energy, your intention, the universe just grabs and runs with. So you need to be prepared, basically. You need to be prepared. So I feel the next card flowed on very fittingly from what I've just been speaking into. It touched upon personal awakenings, upgrades, and a more grounded footing in your own personal soul missions. This is the energy of the thread. Life can be such a tangle. So much is happening simultaneously that we become left scrambling for meaning and direction in a network of complete distraction. I might read that again because I feel like that is really potent. So much is happening simultaneously that we become left scrambled for meaning and direction in a network of complete distraction. This energy comes in this week almost as a confirmation that our own threads of life are being tugged right now. Life is finding a way to lift our spirits and to call forth more hope, to help us remember who we really are and what we've come into this world to do. For some, this may be happening through big life-changing events, but it can also be the smallest incidents that activate this energy within you. It could be a song, it could be an image, a conversation had or heard in passing. The energy of the thread doesn't need to be called in. It's already wrapped around you, keeping your heart anchored, and is always available to connect in with. Much like everything else I share, accessing the wisdom your own thread has to share with you will come from you placing effort into being still with yourself, being patient, and not placing expectation. The energy of the thread can be found in memories of the past, recalling times where you have felt fully alive. I believe this most likely relates back to passion and following what brings you joy, which is what I've been speaking about this whole time via being on YouTube, all of my videos are based around you coming home to yourself in whatever way that looks like. It's about reclaiming your passions and your power and finding things that bring you joy. And for obviously on a personal note, it's about living life in a heart-centered way. So it's just more of that. It's always going to be more of that. All right, I need a sippy sip. I'm talking quite fast today, team. I'm aware of that. I'm actually feeling a bit flustered in my own life. The mornings, I'm feeling very unmotivated, emotionally up and down. As I'm pretty sure I've said before, I am moving through the phase where I am finding sobriety and detoxing from habits is not easy, to say the least. And anyone that tells me that detoxing from any drug or any what's the right word, abusive, any substance, addictive substance, if you say it's easy, you're lying. You are lying. Anywho, okay. So obviously I just need to recap a little bit. I need to ground myself back into what I'm reading because I'm just reading so fast right now. The main energies are the Hunter and also, where am I going? The Hunter and the Thread. So the main archetypes, the main energies for this upcoming week is the Hunter and the Thread. It is our drive for our own passions, our drive for what we seek in life, and our innate ability to connect back to our thread of life, our center, what it is that we really are here to do and achieve and be in this lifetime. And the week ahead, we are calling that in. So this is where we step into the support cards from Spirit for the next week. Many of us, and amongst leaning into our higher callings, are being simultaneously asked to step back fully now from any harsh energies or situations in your life at this time. I've stated in other videos, but right now, some of the things that you are taking on, you may not have the capacity to hold. This could be people, this could be places, this could be situations unfolding in the world right now. Take a step back. This doesn't mean not advocating. I'm going to keep saying this in every single video. It doesn't mean to stop advocating for what is right now, to not be talking about Gaza and the people of Palestine. That is not what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about, like, if it's becoming too much, you need to take a little bit of a break. You need to give yourself some time. But apart from this, on a more personal level and less larger collective, it is the people, the places, and the things that are in your own sort of immediate environment that you need to be taking a look at. There are people, places, and things you need to step back from now. It is the right time. It is the right space. You are most likely receiving a magnitude of messages from Spirit in regards to what these things are, who these people are. It is time to trust that now. The other support card that came up was around boundaries. So boundaries have become one of my new favorite things. As a former people pleaser, I can say with great pride that setting boundaries and communicating my boundaries can actually become a very pleasurable and enriching experience. This week, we are being called to create clearer boundaries in our lives. This could be with yourself, this could be with friends, with family, or it could be within your workspaces. It feels as if the energy of resentment is floating around and the energy of lack, which I believe is coming from saying yes when you really want to be saying no. This is the biggest energy drain. So again, we kind of link back to that message just above, which is like understanding that those people and situations and places that we're investing in, they are draining you. So you wonder why you are not able to feel so fully grounded and advocating for the things you want to, or don't have the energy to place back into yourself. It is being drained by things that are not supposed to be consuming your energy right now. All right. Often we find that the most giving, loving, compassionate people are actually those with the clearest boundaries. For they know that when they say yes, they are doing so unconditionally, knowing that the capacity that they have to give. It feels appropriate in this moment to make note around how many people within their own friendships or friend groups are potentially too afraid right now to be standing on their own 2 feet. Afraid to share how they really feel. I feel there are a few of you that will see this, that are dishonoring themselves, and you can feel this. This is your affirmation from Spirit to really review who you're investing your time and love into. Ask yourself, what part of me is needing something from them or from this situation? It could be a need for approval. It could be a fear of being seen in a certain way, or it could be a fear of loss. Tune into your heart, into your inner knowing, and make decisions that are based around what feels good for you. So where in your own life do you need to establish healthier boundaries? That's your question for today. If you want to drop what that is in the comments, I'd love to see it, but I also understand if it's personal and you don't want to. All good, I get it. All right. Just gonna take a breath, I think, team. Sometimes I forget that it's okay to do that, you know? I'm like, oh, but people are gonna watch this. I've been going through, before I get into this next bit, I've been going through it, honestly. Like, there are times where I am like showing up online and I'm full of energy and it appears like I am like super fucking grounded, super good right now. But like, I'm human, bruh. Like, I am struggling myself every day. Like, one day I'm feeling really, really good. And then the next day I'm like questioning my self-worth. I'm questioning my body. I'm questioning everything. And I feel like, then I feel shit, you know? So there's just that little insight for you. It happens, but we keep showing up. The right people will see it. I keep reminding and affirming myself the most loving things that I possibly can. And like I said this morning, I just felt shit. I felt sluggish. I didn't get out of bed till 10 a.m. But I was like, you know what? Do your video today. Go do your hair. Go do your makeup. You can take some pictures after. You look like a bad bitch, you know? Lift your spirits up. You're alive. You've got a roof over your head. You've got love that surrounds you. You're okay. You're okay. I've also got a job interview on Thursday, team. For a full-time job. Wasn't expecting it to come. This bitch got shortlisted. So, we'll see what happens. I don't know what life is doing. Okay, anywho. I've never related to what I'm speaking into more so. Anyhow, this is where we meet the action cards and the guidance for the week ahead. Have I got hair on me? I do. These two themes are both my most favored and my most feared. And I'm sure that many of you will understand why as we move along this. Firstly, this week we are being asked to take a leap of faith. More? More leaps of faith, you say? I lose my track. All right. Okay, there is something that you have been pondering on for some time now. Some whispers from within, and most likely you've already received lots of affirmation from the universe as to what this adventure, this next chapter is that is beckoning you forward. Spirit seeks that you are made aware of just how guided you are right now. Even though you may not be entirely sure of what's going to happen next, it is time to take that leap. Whatever it is for you. I'd also love to know in the comments below about your leap. If you want to share what leap you may be taking this week or the coming week ahead, I would love to know. I'd love to drop some words of love and encouragement for you. You baddies. Go and do it. Why I find this so hard myself is because taking a leap of faith isn't about hoping what you're envisioning and dreaming of is going to work out in your favor. It's about knowing that it will. We now have to purely surrender and trust that our angels are going to carry us safely to our next steps. For so many right now, there is a magnitude of change and challenge being set down on our doorsteps. But with this comes the opportunity to move into the next phase of your life. This is an exciting time, even if sometimes it doesn't feel like it. So ask your angels to show themselves more, to be a part of this new journey with you, because they desperately seek to be invited by you. And often it's like when we talk about like the Galactic Federation, when we talk about the energies of our angels and spirit guides, although they're all around us, you have to openly communicate with them as well and ask for their help. We have free will reigns. We have to be like, sis, help me out. Please come down. Give me signs. Show me that you're all around. That's what you got to do. If you want them to come in, simply ask. And many of you guys, like I've been talking to so many of you guys, and the fact of the matter is that we have been feeling our angels and our guides and our loved ones so much more deeply and clearly. They are displaying themselves. We just have to ask. Like last week, there is more symbolism to lean into. This week, it is angel wings, taking them with you to events, to meetings, and in moments of frustration. Maybe you have a physical representation of angel wings, or maybe you can visualize them on your own back. So for me, prior to even doing this video, which again, it always blows my mind. I'll show you the other one I got too. Inspire Me in Palmerston North. I love the store so much. But I got two little things. So this is about 2-3 weeks ago now. I got like a little angel wing charm, and I also got Wizard in Training. Can I make it look like a hat on my head? Anywho, so as a reminder, even for me, I am going to try and chuck this maybe on like a little bit of fabric or bracelet, and I am going to carry this with me over the next week. It is a physical representation of asking my angels to come and support me this week, to guide me, and it may be supportive for you too to do something similar. Or like I said, even visualizing that when you're stepping into a space or you're feeling maybe feral and your emotions are everywhere, visualize these big, beautiful, like weightless white feathers on your back, these beautiful expansive wings that are just helping you to ride the wave. Envision. Get creative with it. Maybe put a bit of color on your wings. Whatever you want to do, just do it. However you want to do it. All right, where am I? Another card that flew out of the deck that I left out because I knew at some point it would fit in perfectly was Archangel Sandalphon. With wings on his back, he supports us in delivering our prayers. They are safe with me, he whispers in my ear as I am typing, but you must trust that they will be answered in divine time and not on the timeline that you are expecting or forcing. And again, that just comes as a reminder that when we are asking for guidance from our angels and from the universe, from God, whoever it is, we're not always going to get the signs and communication back in the way that we are expecting it. And this is why you have to sort of remain open-hearted, open-minded, and try to remain as present as possible. I felt the next card and the messages that came with it really only amplified the previous messages. So why are things feeling so stagnant? Why are things feeling so overwhelming right now? Because right now, things for you and many other people are changing on a cellular level. You are not who you were a year ago or who you will soon become. Much like the void energy that we spoke about last week, I believe, you are in the in-between. You are emerging. You are half risen and half falling. You must not give up now because you are transforming. There is more taking place than you could possibly grasp, but in order for these next aspects to become present, you must release the old ways of being that have kept you in fight, flight, or freeze mode. It is time to choose a different timeline, one in which trauma is not the driving force. That should hit home for some people. I find it very hard to talk on, I guess, like light and shadow and stuff, because it is, I think to me, I like to believe that I'm not afraid of traversing through both, because they are both aspects of myself. But I do know people who heavily sway over one side in the shadow for such a long period of time, and they wonder why, where am I going with this? Trauma is their driving force. And I'm not someone who can sit here and say that it isn't purposeful, or that is what they should or shouldn't be doing. But it does make me wonder if the reason why they are struggling to step into that next chapter to release these things is because their trauma and being in that shadow for so long has become their driving force. It's what they believe is their only narrative available. And it's almost like they're afraid to let it go. They're afraid to try something new, to believe in themselves in more of a light way. I don't know. I don't know if I'm wording that right, but I'm sure some of you guys you'll know sort of like what I'm speaking into. And as always, you know, like I always say, the right people will find this, and it'll make sense to them. And if it doesn't, it just doesn't, and that's all good. Cool. So this week you may find old childhood patterns arising to be healed, and you must allow yourself to observe them without placing any present attachment to them. As you do this, its grip on your life will lessen and eventually fall away. Many of us are being asked to find new ways of self-soothing, and let me make this clear, as I have done before, that it's not easy, and I don't think that anyone should place any expectation on themselves to heal everything all in one week, or things take time. Healing at the deepest level is taking place right now. And you may need to adapt and review your relationship with your body by switching up exercise and dietary routines and needs. You may be someone who needs more of an energetic or emotional healing support at this time as you're navigating what arises. This could be a great time to start your therapy journey, to join a collective group that meets to share in challenges and different perspectives. Or you may invest in getting a reading or some Reiki. You'll know what you need, so just listen to what it is that your intuition is stating. You are so deeply loved, and this journey that you are embarking on is so needed. Take control of your quest and choose who accompanies you wisely. Now is the time to keep yourself grounded, to keep yourself dreaming deeply, for everything is possible. Now, I just need to share this very quickly. I wrote a poem on Instagram on Instagram the other day, and I want to share it with you guys because it will again hit for some people, and it hit for me. I was just like, wow, that came out of me, and I love that. But I think I'll read it to you, and then I'll talk on it a little bit. So, share your voice howls the wind. Share your story beckons the sun. All in God's timing, I say, and only for the right ones. So again, this week, it just feels like many of us are going through such transformative challenges and situations, and we're calling forward new aspects of ourselves, and we are releasing, and we are For some reason, I'm trying to say repent, like repenting. I don't know if that like resonates with anyone, but there's many new things popping up for a lot of us, and a lot of the time I think we're just being sort of told to just, again, trust your intuition. It's just hounding that message home, trusting your intuition, trusting that like what is showing up right now is for you. And the best way that I can describe it is like, if I get this job, that is beautiful, and it leads me into a completely different pathway that I potentially wasn't expecting, but I can still see great value in, and I can still see parts of where my heart or like my soul desires. I can see that down that path there are many things that I'm going to be able to learn. I'm going to be able to make impact. I'm going to be able to support people, learn more about myself. I'm going to be far more financially stable and be able to invest in other things. But then also on the other side, if I don't get the job, I trust that now I've learned that potentially I am ready for some more grounded work, some more full-time work. I can see that I am ready to invest in certain things. So there's either way, no matter what happens, you're gonna be okay. These things that are showing up are for you, and I just cannot help again but really speak into the fact that great things are coming. It may not feel like it, or you may be like, I can feel it, but it's like, oh, the world around me is not reflecting that. There is massive, beautiful, expansive, collaborative change coming in for people. Like I said, with some messages, there's probably going to be some homes bought. There's probably going to be new babies arriving. There is so much goodness coming in. And I'm excited about it. But I also know that there is still work to be done, that there are still things that we really need to just be honest with ourselves about. What needs to go, what isn't working, who isn't supportive or loving in this aspect time of my life now, and can I trust myself, you know? So that is all that I've got. Everything that you could possibly need is always in the description link or description below. I have officially released that my my self-led return to self workshop, which is a 75 pages split into 4 beautiful foundational chapters, is going to be available to be purchased on the 1st of the 1st, 2024. You can head over to my Instagram to check out my reasoning behind it, or you can go and do whatever you want to do. Again, I do ask that you give, if you're still here, if you give this video a thumbs up. And if you're not already subscribing to this page, I would be humbled if you did so. And I will see you next week for another video. I do apologize if this is a bit messy. I always do this. Guys. Let me tell you a real insight here. After I push pause on this, I am going to go and watch this video about 6 times to only realize you actually didn't do too bad, Mads. You got your messages out. You did well. You had a little pop of your personality come out here and there. Why do you do it? But in my head, while I'm recording this, just so you know, I'm like, oh God, I've really stumbled this week. I've really not done it justice. And that's the thought patterns that I am currently trying to navigate. Just trying to understand why they're there, why I do it, why I care so much about things flopping or failing or not hitting, you know? So we're all human. We're doing our best, showing up when we can, how we can. And as long as you're doing it with your heart, and as long as it's joyful, as long as you are able to be you, that is more than enough. So anyway, thank you for sharing space with me, team. I know that there are a few of you now that are watching this regularly every single week. You are a blessing in my life. I would love to know how this week resonates with you. As always too, watch these and come back a week later and then drop down some little comments and be like, holy shit, this did happen. This did help me. I did this. Do you know what I mean? Come back. Come back. Tell me. Don't leave me behind. Okay. I need to go now. Anyway, I love you all. I'm so thankful you're here. Have a great week. I'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.